Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with a very long overdue Superman statue review. Now, I haven't been doing reviews for quite a while because I use my phone to do reviews, and my phone, something got screwed with the memory, so it didn't want to let me record anything over like 6 minutes long. And those of you who are subscribers to the channel and have watched my videos in the past know that my videos are almost always more than 6 minutes long. So I just basically stopped filming reviews. However, about 2 days ago, I finally was able to upgrade my phone, and that's what I'm using now. And it has a lot more memory for one, and two, it doesn't have the memory glitch in it. So today I am reviewing my custom 1/4 scale Superman statue made for me by the awesome Simon, may also be known as Garage Statue. If you're interested in any of his work, please give him a message on Facebook. He and everybody who works with him are amazing, amazing artists. I can't tell you how flabbergasted and just gushing I was when I got this statue. The only bad thing I can say about this statue was waiting to get it. Once I put in my order and paid, Simon has a lot of orders. He does a lot of work, and he gets everything done as fast as possible. I'm not, upset with him, but just waiting for this thing was killer because it was like, oh my god, I can't wait to have this in my collection. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of panning up and down. I have to stand to do this because the statue is so tall that my tripod, when I set it on the floor, will basically be looking up at him. So I just want to go ahead and start from the top. It's an amazing paint job and sculpture. It is a Christopher Reeve-ish face. I love the S-curl. I love the texture he got in the face, the color of the eyes. The entire head sculpt is just amazing, and you're going to hear that out of me a lot in this video, that this is amazing and that is amazing. And the truth is I'm not just overusing the word. The statue is just that good. So you can see here, amazing paint job. Again, there's that amazing again. The sculpture is spot on. Again, that hair, the texture in it. I apologize for any shakiness as I'm moving around because I've got to hold this up. The eyes, that blue, I don't know if that's coming through in the video well or not. I'm going to try and maybe just bright blue eyes. And then we're coming down, you can see the amazing start of the cape there going back, and the subtle nuances in the paint job where he has included the shadowed areas, and how just awesome the color blending is on the suit, going from lighter to darker areas, really highlighting all the muscles. Now, one thing I did have Simon change for mine is the S on it was more of a Reeve S. The portion here cut up at an angle, and I prefer the more squared off of the standard classic S. So I had him make that change for me, and he was perfectly fine with that. It wasn't anything that I was asking to be, drastically different. Just I wanted that little change because, one, I prefer the more classic looking S, and two, that truly makes my statue unique. Because while he does do these for other people, this same style, I mean, they do them all by hand. I'm sure they've got molds of the originals, but they do them all like that, and then, paint them up and send them out. So there aren't many of these out there, but there are a few. So I wanted at least one little change to mine that made mine truly unique. Another thing I love is you get in here and you can see where he's actually included the wrinkles in the suit. And that just blows me away, to include those details from the torso down into the red underwear, and then down to the legs. And the legs, you can really see how much of an awesome job he did with that color blending on the blue. Now that we're talking about stuff a little bit lower, I'm actually going to set this down so that I can have a little bit more control here. So forgive me. As you can see, again, this is so tall that with my tripod on the floor, we're basically looking up at him like he's a god. Now, pretty fitting. So taking a closer look here, I just want to highlight things like the hands. Look at how much detail that was put into those hands, the veining that you've got coming through. There is no spot on this statue that is not just amazingly detailed. Again, coming down and looking more on the legs, I'm going to bring this down a little bit. You can see that really nice color shading here in the muscles. You can see more wrinkles in the suit, so it does look like somebody who's actually wearing a suit as opposed to something that's just painted on. We come down, again, sorry about the shakiness, come down to the boots, and again, so amazing. We've got wrinkles in the side of the boot. We've got that wonderful color blending from light to dark to give it depth. I can't say enough great things about this statue. And one of the coolest things about the statue itself, I mean, you have the statue which is just flat out mind-blowing, but then you get down to the base. And the base, of course, this being a Christopher Reeve type statue, we've got the Fortress of Solitude base. It's done in a clear coat blue acrylic, and it looks phenomenal. You've got like stairs leading up. He does look like he's just flying off. The statue is held in place by a peg on the right foot, and it is extremely secure. Now, I don't like moving my larger statues because if one of them fell, I would probably go into the fetal position and just cry until I died, because these things are extremely expensive. I did have to sell quite a few pieces of my collection in order to afford this statue, but it was worth it. Simon, I mean, he's in the Philippines, so a part of what you're paying when you buy a statue is the shipping cost to get it from the Philippines to the United States. Also, when he packs something, he packs something. There is an unboxing video on my channel as well for this statue if you want to go ahead and take a look at that. I'll try to remember to put a link to it in the comments. But when you see the unpacking, it's packed in there so well that, I mean, it's like a bomb could go off and this thing would still be okay. He's got styrofoam, he's got newspaper, everything is wrapped in bubble wrap and then put in the styrofoam, and then the newspaper is like put in around it to have it so secure in the box that absolutely nothing's going to happen to it on the way to you. And if something does happen, some weird fluke of nature happens and it breaks, Simon is such a great guy that I'm sure that anything that needed to be resolved could be resolved quickly. Again, I was so thankful that mine showed up good, but he wraps them so well that there's very little chance that even from that long distance and international shipping that there's going to be anything wrong. And like I said, it is expensive, but shipping, when you pay for your statue, shipping is generally included in the statue price. So it's not that you're paying, all of this for the statue and then you have to fork over for the shipping, because the shipping is going to be expensive. With the weight of these statues, and depending on where you are in the world, it's going to cost quite a bit to get something that size to you. And the fact that Simon includes that in the price of the statue is just amazing. It's awesome. So it's just that flat price you pay him, and he sends you pictures of the statue as it's being completed. I love that looking up at that. He's looking up, you're looking up at him. And it is a very deity-like look. A lot of people say that Superman is supposed to represent, God or a god, or people have compared him to Jesus Christ. And in looking at this, I mean, it's hard to not figure out why, because I mean, he looks godlike in this stance. When I bought this, there was two of them that I was really choosing between. My buddy Stuart has the one that where he's changing from Clark to Superman, so I didn't want that one. And it was between this one and one kind of similar to this where he's actually walking in the fortress. I decided I wanted this one just because it has that graceful taking off motion where his arms are out, he's looking up into the sky, and he's lifting off. His feet are perfectly pointed straight down, so it looks the way sorry about that. The way that they did the securing to the base, the peg in that foot, it literally looks like he's flying off that base. And I tell you, looking at this in my collection, I now have 3 pieces in the 1/4 style. I've got this, I have the Sideshow premium format comic book style, not the Reeve, and then I've got the NECA Reeve, and I have them staggered in my cabinet, all in the same cabinet and the same shelf. And you can see this is the tallest, then the Sideshow, and then the Reeve. And I will show you guys that at the end of this video, because it is just freaking sweet to behold the way that these are set up, and you know, it's a nice staggered line, and it's the first thing when I walk into my collection room. There are of course pieces that jump out at a person, and these being huge pieces, of course they jump out first, but even it's hard to explain. They would jump out anyway just because of how and I don't cuss a lot of my videos, but how fucking sweet they are. I mean, this next to the Sideshow premium format, you don't get any better than that look, those two statues side by side. It doesn't get any better than that. There's such the highlights of my collection, and actually that entire case I have with these in it is basically most of my Grail pieces. There's a couple of things like Hot Toys that are in my other my DTOF cabinets, but like my statue Grail pieces are all in this one cabinet. And again, I'll show you the 1/4 scale, and I'll pan up real quick and show you the rest that are in there. I realize I have been rambling on for a minute, so I want to go ahead and show you the rest. Now, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and pan down again, so a little bit jumpy, guys and girls. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to flip the switch, because not only is this base amazing clear coat Fortress of Solitude, but it's also lit up. Oh my god, that is just, there's no real words for how cool that is, to have this base just light up and have that glowing underneath him. It's hard for me even to describe. But I can't recommend these statues enough. Get in contact with Simon on Facebook, Simon Davantes. You can find him under my friends. Of course, Rez the Collector, and actually had me change my name to my real name, Tony Perez. You can find him under my friend list, or Stuart Murray's, or any number of the huge Superman collectors. You're going to be able to find Simon's information and contact him about one of these statues. He has a lot of different Superman statues, and just about every one of them is on my list of must-haves. I don't know where I put all of them, but I want them all. I probably will never be able to accomplish this, but I will at least have 2 or 3 more of these statues at some point, because they're a collection making piece. I mean, I have a lot of Grail pieces. I do. I have a lot of pieces that I absolutely love, but nothing really comes close to these. The Sideshow, I'd say that the next Grail piece that I have that comes close to this is the Superman family statue. And then after that, of course, is going to be like the Christopher Reeve Hot Toys. But this is it. This is the pinnacle. This is the piece de resistance of my collection. And again, I know I'm rambling again, so there we go. We have it lit up, and the last thing we're going to take a look at, forgive me for bumping the camera there, is I want to take a look at the back so we can see that amazing cape. And again, on the cape is where you're going to see more of that just phenomenal color So excuse me while I mess with this again. Just the way it's layered, the way that the color variations give it that shadow inside the wrinkles, the beautiful, beautiful yellow S. I am a huge fan of having the S on the cape, whether that S is going to be yellow or black. It is an integral part of Superman's identity to me. It really honestly bothers me when we've got all these instances of Superman, be it the animated series, the Justice League series, or the Man of Steel movies, where they're leaving off this part of the Superman look. Now, I got over the fact that they removed the undies. Okay, I can see that. They were based off of carnival strongmen when superheroes were first created. So I can understand wanting to get rid of that and getting a more of a modern look. But to remove the S from his back is just, it's like a cardinal sin in my book. It must be there. It should be there. It's part of who Superman is, that no matter from the front or the back, you know that it's Superman that you're looking at. Again, the way the cape folds, the colors, you're not going to get anywhere better than this. And you can see from behind, you can see the amazing sculpting on the hands. I can't go on. I can't say enough. That's what I'm looking for. I can't say enough about how amazing this statue is, how amazing all of the pieces that come from Garage Statue or Simon, however you want to look at it, how amazing those pieces are. Every one of my friends that owns one of these pieces is awestruck by how amazingly detailed and really truly works of art that they are. So guys, I know I've rambled a lot. We did get a chance to take a look at the statue, which is what I really wanted to do, but I apologize for rambling. One more look at the back of that head. You can see the amazing sculpting in the hair. A better look at that yellow S, the hands, and of course coming back down, we've got that amazing base again. I'm going to go ahead and do a little quick stop here, and I'll show you him in the case because I want to get him back in there very carefully, and then I'll show that I'll show them all in the case, and we'll call that a finished video. All right, guys, be right back. All right, guys, as promised, there they are. As you can see, like I said, they're nice and staggered, and they look amazing all together. And then here is the rest of the statues currently in this case. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe if you're not also or already a subscriber. Thank you again, and have a great day.